Thank you for tuning in to New Mentality Production interviews. I'm Christian Wiggins, and I'm interviewing Justice.
Regis Mender, aka Justice R. Mender Sr.
You got a problem, y'all can come see me. Anyone, young, old, your big homies, all you motherfuckers. Shoot it. I'm not gonna punch you, I'm gonna put D's on you. But you can bang. Let's go.
So, Justice, where are you from?
I'm Plainfield, New Jersey, by way of Asbury Park, New Jersey. That's where I was born at.
And do you mind that I could call you Justice, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
No problem.
Okay, cool. How were you as a kid growing up? Like, what spiked your interest? And
Bikes, the army. Wanted to be a military man. That was basically it. Dogs.
So you never, you never went to the army, or?
No, not at all. I've never made it nowhere near the army, nowhere near any type of military.
And why is that?
Well, I had a hell of a childhood coming up. I never made it to really anywhere. At 13 was my first time getting arrested. That right there kind of wiped out all things that I could possibly do down the line.
Oh, and elaborate on getting arrested at 13. What do you mean by you got arrested at 13?
Well, I was a car thief. I was a car thief. I was a drug dealer. All them things at 13. And when I was arrested, it was so simple. When I got locked up, like it was a slap on the wrist. So basically, me going into jail at a young age, all my friends was there. Me coming out, it was easy to go back in. Like it was nothing. It didn't fear. There was no fear. So I ended up going back and forth, and I was done from there.
And that's what made you want to do this project, going to jail and.
No, not at all. Well, I mean, if you just seen the video,
Yeah.
and that kind of sort of made all this project come about. It was taken. I died. My heart stopped, and situation happened with my son. I made the video,
Yeah.
and realizing from that everything had to change in my life to make my kids change. Like they was going that way, they was going sideways, and I seen my son's life flash in front of my eyes through my life, my old life.
Yeah.
So that right there, like, stopped everything and made me do a whole 360. And now this is where I'm at with it.
So after all that, how do you get all the kids together to start this program? Like, how do you find these kids?
Well, firstly, I started it with just my kids and maybe one other kid. It was my kids. And they just started coming. I had my kids down in the park. It was like 7 or 8 of us. And kids that was all from the area that was out there playing, they was interested. And they started flocking to it. And they came over. And I accepted everybody. Any and every kid that came through, they can join. Big, small, don't make a difference.
And so as all the kids join, I noticed when I was, doing the video, I noticed that you didn't care if anybody was a part of your program or not. You will still help them. Like, what made you just go and hey, I'm gonna still help these kids no matter what?
One of my models is each one teach one.
Mm-hmm.
And my plan is to teach as many as I can before I go.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's adults, kids, it don't make a difference. Anybody that needs something that I have to offer, I'm going to give it to them. I mean, it's each one teach one. Like, it don't matter if you're big or small, how young or old you are. If you need me, I'm going to, do what I need to do to help you if I can.
And how was your childhood like, as a kid growing up? Since, like all these kids had a tough childhood, did you look at some of these kids and go, oh, I had it like that too, or was it different?
Well, my childhood, I can't lie, it wasn't real bad. It wasn't real bad. I was a good kid. My mother was into some things, what I'm saying? Like, she lived a life. I can't say that my life went sideways because of the life she lived. Because she took care of me well, like she made sure I was good, you know what I mean? Like, regardless of what she did in the streets, she always taught me respect and manners and all that. And, yeah, like, it wasn't a bad childhood.
And since it wasn't a bad childhood, like what exactly made you do the stuff that you did as a child? Like the thought process of all that.
Okay. What it comes down to is money.
Yeah.
What it comes down to is money. Back in my time when I was coming up, it's like the flashy cars. It wasn't Benzes and BMWs. It was Volvos and Jettas and Golfs and all types of things like that. And me living in the area where all this was going on, all they had all the fly cars, I wanted that too. Like I didn't really want as a child. I wasn't in poverty per se.
Yeah.
We wasn't up, but we wasn't all the way at the bottom either. So I didn't necessarily want for anything as a child. But no, I didn't need for anything as a child. But I wanted a whole lot more, and that was my means of getting it, going out there and figuring it out. It was right there at the corner. I can go sling something. I can go sell something. So that's basically what it was. It came down to money.
And have you told any of the kids that you work with, like, hey, I did this stuff, I get that, but I don't want you guys to go down this path because I already know what it's like? Like, have you told them this?
Yeah, I tell my children that every day, like every single day, every situation that they go through day to day, I can parallel it with something that I went through. So I give them stories, I give them tidbits of my life every single day, somewhere along the line.
So the project is, what exactly do you do? Exactly.
Well, the movement, what it comes down to, the movement, get right or get wrong. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. Either we as a people, and I'm not saying just black people, just us Americans everywhere over the world, not just Americans or, like I said, minorities, but we have to get it back together. We got to get things right before we get wrong. Like, if we keep going and allowing these kids to do what they're doing, they shooting and killing, they robbing and stealing, they disrespectful to their elders, like, all this stuff is broken down over the course of many years, and nobody's stepping up to pick it up and reverse it. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to reverse all the downgrading and everything from years past and bring it back to the old days from when I was growing up. When I was growing up, if I did something somewhere and an elder seen me, they get on me, check me, and then they call my mother and check her too, like, yo, what's going on? Your son's down there, da da da. That don't happen no more. Now in society, is everything is like, first thing that somebody says is if that was my child, I would have.
Yeah.
Every child that you see is your child. If their parents not there, say something, do something, make a statement. Nowadays, parents and elders are scared of these kids, and there's really nothing to be scared of. I have no fear whatsoever. Like in my video, big, small, short, tall, I don't care who you is, what you about. Like, have some respect. Do what you need to do, but do it the right way. Like, and I'm trying to get it back to that. And I have to go through generations and generations and generations to make that happen.
And what do you see your project, your program being like in the future? Like,
well, in the future, I see this movement going worldwide. I see it going global. I mean, I know so many people that know me from all my bad history, my bad past, and all the things I did. I got people from all over the country. So my plan is to connect with all the people that knew me from then and ran with me back then and did all the bad things with me back then and help me push this now going the right way. If you was rocking with me, slinging and robbing and shooting and doing all that in the streets like I was doing all them years, come on with me now and let's rock out and let's get this right. Because if not, we all gonna suffer in the end. We're all gonna suffer.
so what was the name of your
It's called Get Right or Get Wrong.
Get Right, Get Wrong.
Get Right or Get Wrong.
That's an interesting name. That's a good.
Yeah.
Get Right, Get
Hashtags,
Wrong.
the hashtags I use are it takes a village.
Mhm.
It starts with me and Get Right or Get Wrong. The three where they come about is obvious. It starts with me. I had to start it. It takes a village is basically what I just said as far as the elders and people seeing the kids. Our children are going to be in the streets with other people more than they're going to be in a house with us. So it takes a village means just that. Everybody in my community, whether it's a block away, 10 blocks away, whether you know my kid or not, say something if you catch him doing something wrong. Prime example, I'm glad you just now was talking about that.
Yeah.
Last night, my son was about to get into a fight, and he called me. Guess somebody had fought one of his friends, and then somebody else had fought another one of his friends, and the last boy wanted to fight him. Now he was about to fight, and the lady comes out and says, "Aren't you just son? Something, something, something." And she shut it down, like a few well-placed words, and the fight and the whole situation was done. He left and walked right home. If that wouldn't have happened, who knows what that fight would have turned into?
Yeah.
I explain to kids every day, like, even when you fight, it's still legal. What if you knock somebody out and they hit the ground, hit their head, they're dead? So you fighting for nothing is really unnecessary. But getting back, it takes a village. And that's where that stems from. Situations like that needs to happen more often. I would rather have a call from a stranger saying, "Oh, I caught your son doing this," than the police saying, "I got your son locked up," or "We had to shoot your son." I don't want no parts of that. I went through that enough with my mom. I don't want to go through that. So everybody as a whole need to come together and get right or get it wrong. You're right or you're wrong.
I realize that you go, when you talk to them, you go hardcore with it, like, which is actually a good thing because sometimes I get scared, like, whoa, what if I go to jail if I do this and that? But like, you go hardcore with it, and like, what made you do that? Just like, oh, I'm not gonna bull crap around here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you straight up, like.
What it comes down to is life ain't sweet. Life ain't sweet. These streets ain't sweet. I can't come to these kids or their parents and give it to them soft like, because that's not how they're gonna get it out there. That's not how they're getting it currently out there. Everybody, there's a whole lot of bickering and cussing and all types of name calling. They already getting that right now. They're in the streets doing it already. So me coming to them and trying to explain to them, so I'm not gonna come and say, "Hey, Tommy, you might not want to do that because we're not gonna do that." It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing and why are you doing it? I did 15, 20 years of my life in prison. You want to go there? That sounds a whole lot more better in my eyes than, "Hey, man, you really shouldn't be. You ought to do something better with yourself. Go play basketball or something." They're not going to want to hear that. They're going to look at me like a suit and a tie. They're not going to respect it. They respect me just for who I am. I wasn't going to say I'm a gangster. I used to be. I used to be a gangster. And they respect that. So I'm giving it to them just like that. You got to come at them on that level. Can't come big and above. You got to come down to them and talk to them the way they can understand. And that's how they understand.
Right. And if anybody wants to help out and be a part of this program, can you just like come to you, contact you, or?
Absolutely. You can contact me on my Facebook page at Justice R. Mender Sr. That's my page. My actual page, my personal page is Justice Mender Sr. You can contact me on Twitter, Justice Unique. You can contact me on Instagram, justice.m.senior. Yeah, that's about it. Because people contact me from all over the world, Germany, Korea, everywhere, like literally everywhere in the world. And everybody wants to be a part. That's what they're giving me. Like, they want to be a part, they want to help, they want to help. And I'm going to give them a way to help. I'm trying to spread this worldwide.
And are you telling them like everything that you do, like, oh, I do this and that? Or is it just more of, hey, just talk to them in this way? Or what exactly do you tell them?
Well, it would have to be in some type of training situation. When I say they can help, I'm saying by spreading the word that I'm giving. I'm posting up on Facebook and putting up, posts and things of that nature.
So is there any mentorships that people can know about?
Well, yeah, I'm going to the mentoring. I'm trying to do speaking engagements. I'm trying to travel so I can spread the word. I'm saying, like, face to face. Like, a lot of people see my video, and they reached out. So I want to reach back. I want to go to where all the different states and towns and cities all over the place and conversate with these parents that want to learn.
Contact information one more time so people can know. Yes, it gets, yeah. Yes, it gets.
Justice R. Mender Sr. on Facebook. Also, Justice Mender Sr. on Facebook. Instagram is justice.m.senior. Twitter is Justice Unique. You can always email me at getrightorgetwrong@gmail.com.
And this has been New Mentality Productions interview, and I interviewed Justice R. Mender, and I'm Christian Wiggins, and we're out.